Hello everyone, welcome back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. It looks like we only have two more major races to do, because I like to do 12 at a time here. So we're going to do normal items, hard comms, all vehicles, in order, and 12 races, which is equal to 3 cups. So we did the top row of the DLC, and now we are in the bottom row. So we're going to start off with the Fruit Cup. Alright, Amsterdam Drift, another tour map. Oh well, this one actually isn't too bad. It has some good turns and whatnot. So, since the last time I did one of these videos, I do a few of them in a row when I record. I haven't been wanting to do all in a row because, you know, as news about the Switch 2 comes out, I want to be able to talk about it. But I guess the most interesting thing that's come out is the specs, I should say, for the console itself, which is very interesting in and of itself because Nintendo just usually doesn't do that stuff. They usually just don't care about hardware, and they're just like, well, this is the console, you know, you're gonna buy it, we don't care how strong it is, but this time they really do, and I think it's about time, because obviously the Switch is barely holding on anymore. In 2017 it was pretty good, you know, it was still significantly weaker than the PS4 and Xbox One X or whatever the strongest Xbox was. But, wow. Okay, wow, thank you, Piranha Plant. It ate the red shell? That's crazy. But it isn't going to eat this blue shell. But yeah, they literally gave the specifications of, like, the RAM and the number of chips versus the CPU and the GPU and, like, the clock speeds and all this stuff. Some of it which I don't even understand, but they gave it, and that is just awesome. But from what it appears, it looks like the Switch 2 has maybe roughly 3 times the numbers of things like RAM and certain measurements, and maybe even the number of cores. I think there's actually way more than 3 times of like clocks within the chips and whatnot. And that's amazing. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, the console is just going to be 3 times stronger than the old Switch, because I don't think that's how that works. Hardware measurements aren't always the same as just regular measurements. Like, for example, okay, thank God that worked. It has now 12 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, which is the Switch 1 had DDR4, and DDR5 is currently the best type of RAM. So not only does it have more RAM, it has better RAM. So yeah, the thing is not going to be weak by any means, and that is just wonderful to hear, because, you know, we don't just buy Nintendo Switches to play the next Mario game. We do certainly for that, but we want to be able to play big third-party titles on the go, or I don't know, if the Nintendo Switch is the only console you have, then you want to be able to play what everybody else is playing on the PS5, barring any Sony exclusives or whatever. And finally, I think the Switch 2, Nintendo themselves, are not going to be struggling to keep third parties coming to their console and running and, you know, being decent. Like, something that actually blew my mind is the comparison of Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch 1. I didn't even know that they put it on the Switch 1. And then the way it looks on the Switch 2. They literally did a side-by-side, and it blew my mind, because the game on the Switch 1 looks absolutely horrible. The, like, anti-aliasing and The fact that there are actually extra loading zones is unbelievable. I didn't know that they had to do that kind of sacrificing. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically your character, it's a big open world game. So he, walks around the world of Hogwarts, and as you, walk to a certain area, the Switch 1 version would be like, please press and hold this button to load the next area, and then you had to sit there for a moment and have it load while you couldn't do anything. But now, it's literally like, just keep walking, no problem. There's no loading zone, it's just all being rendered at once, and all being, 4K and actually looking decent, because there was this one scene, there's like a beautiful palace or something, or it's like the lunchroom, I don't know what it is, but there has this very beautiful window with like floating candles and stuff, and yeah, it's very gorgeous. I've seen it on the Switch or the PS5. It's like probably one of their favorite scenes or something, because they show it so many times. But yeah, the comparison of the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 was like embarrassing. The Switch 1 looked horrible. You could see all the lines glisten and mix around, whereas on the Switch 2 it actually looked sharp, and there was good rendering, maybe even a little bit of ray tracing. It just actually looked very good and appealing to the eye. And for that, the devs for the game, Warner Brothers, whatever, I know it's a proper team, they did an amazing job, and it shows that the hardware in the Switch 2 is actually good. And also, on another note, this course is so awesome. I love it so much. Yoshi's Island is like one of the best 2D Mario games ever. And they did this course so well, like with the music, the sound effects, the references. I just love it. And then one thing that's awesome is coming up. There it is. Can I get it? No, I couldn't get it. If you hit that cloud, it actually opens a shortcut, sort of. Dang it, I don't have anything for that red shell. And it's just so reminiscent of the original game. It is just so awesome. I love this track. Maybe it's not the most interesting to drive, but it's the most, like, Mario Kart-y race track. Because it's accurate, I love it. So, anyway, yeah, another game that is kind of blowing my mind on the Switch 2 is... There we go, I got it. So if you hit it, then this red bridge appears, don't fall off, and then you can just take this corner really tight, and usually you trick off that, but I got shocked. A game that is also really blowing my mind is Cyberpunk 2077. I know I've talked about it in a previous video, but I think they confirmed that they were able to make the game run at 60 frames in performance mode, which is really impressive. I never expected that. I was expecting, 30, take it or leave it, because the game is big, and, yeah, there are crazy amounts of graphics going on, and I believe there's even some ray tracing on the Switch 2 version, I should say. I shouldn't say Switch 1, because that's very confusing. Oh yeah, and of course the ending song. I mean, they actually use the ending theme from Yoshi's Island. It's just so good. I love this track. But yeah, we're gonna move on. Anyway, yes, the game looks really good. I don't know anything about Cyberpunk other than it's like a futuristic shooter. But the devs there, I mean, not only did they bother to put the game on the actual cartridge, which everybody appreciates, but it looks amazing. It looks like a very impressive video game. It's probably huge, and it's on the Switch too. It looks good, and it's gonna run good. People I saw were able to play it at some of the Switch 2 events that they held. It was one of the games that you could try out, and it looks really good. But actually, and again about Hogwarts Legacy, something that's interesting, and unfortunately it's over by the time this video is up, but Warner Brothers, the publishers of that game, had a sale for Hogwarts Legacy Switch 1 version for $17.99 instead of $60. But the amazing thing is, if you own the Switch 1 version at all, they let you buy the Switch 2 version for $10. So I was just like, screw it, I want to try this game out. I've never had it. So I bought the whole game for $28, which is like literally less than half, less than 50%, which is crazy. I'm also kind of surprised that the Switch 1 version is the exact same base price as the Switch 2 version. $60. I'm surprised they didn't increase the price for the Switch 2 version by like $10, or maybe knock the Switch 1 version down because it looks so bad. I don't know, whatever. I'm not a company, I'm not trying to make profits, but either way, $27 is amazing. But unfortunately, the sale ended on the 19th of May, so that's over. But whoever was able to, including myself, it's a great deal. And yeah, the game will have unique types of controls with mouse stuff. I think you can do certain spells with using the mouse, and that's cool. You know, I appreciate it whenever devs are like, oh yeah, let's do something unique for the Switch because it has unique hardware. Because, let's be honest, the Xbox and the PlayStation almost have identical controllers. They do, I mean, the PlayStation has, better, they have the triggers, which are great, and better rumble and whatnot, but whatever. But yes, the Hogwarts Legacy game, I'm impressed, and so I bought it. I was like, I saw the comparisons, I saw a couple reviews, did my bit of research, and was like, yep, I want this game. I will hold off on playing the Switch 1 version, because why? I want to play it on the Switch 2 with better graphics and frame rates. And not have excessive loading zones. That I still can't get over that. That just breaks the game, in my opinion. It ruins the experience. I'm amazed if anybody bought the Switch 1 version, and they probably only did either to experience how bad it is, or because they just didn't have anything else to play it on. And to that, I get it. For quite some time, the Switch was my only console. Then I got the PS5, I'm like, okay, anything graphically impressive is going on that console. But now, I may not have to limit myself to that. Because, let's be honest, the portability of the Switch is so convenient and nice. I mean, some people just like to hold a console in their bed, instead of sitting at their desk or on their couch looking at a TV. They can just hold the thing in front of their face, use headphones, and just kind of relax. And that's awesome. I guess you sort of can with the PS Portal, but who cares? It's a whole other thing you gotta buy for your console. The Switch is a console, so it's already there, and yeah, you can swap between docked and undocked anytime. Also, yeah, this is a pretty awesome course. It's like one of the, favorites. I did not do that shortcut very well, but that is like the way to do it. And here, yeah, on 200cc you have to kind of take that wide, but it's pretty good. Oh wow, I missed all the item boxes, oh well. And then yeah, that's the end. You do a jump here, and then you just do it again. So it's actually quite good. I get why it's like one of the favorites. Anyway, so as far as other games, they keep like announcing that more are coming, which is always appreciated. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to the Switch 2. I guess there probably just was no way for it to come to the Switch 1 without extreme sacrifices. This Red Dead Redemption 1 came to the Switch, but that game is like old, and they haven't updated it graphically, so it's like an Xbox 360 game, I guess? Or maybe is it a PS2 game? I actually don't know. Whatever. Either way, it is great. I know people absolutely love that game. I unfortunately have not played it yet, which, yes, shame on me. I know it's a great game based on what people have said, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But either way, I'm probably not going to buy it again on the Switch 2 because I got it for like $20 on the PlayStation Store. But it's just great to have more games on more systems. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of that. The Switch 2 is strong enough, so older games are going to come, newer games are going to come, and not too old games are going to come, like these, Cyberpunk and Hogwarts Legacy. They're a couple years old, but the Switch 2 editions with the DLC are really appreciated. So that's awesome. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy has DLC exactly, besides just aesthetic things. Nothing like additional gameplay. I think there's a rumor that there is going to be some, but not yet. Okay, another tour map. Oh well. But yes, I'm super hype about the Switch 2. I know some people are against it. I want it. I love it. I need it. I already bought it. I'm just waiting for it to come out. And I'm hoping Walmart delivers properly like they said they would. But yes, the hardware specs though, again, just the fact that Nintendo bothered is unbelievable from them. Of course, PlayStation, Xbox, of course they're going to boast about it. That's what they do. They are the powerhouses of the console wars. But now Nintendo actually wants to compete with the big boys. And I'm so excited because Nintendo has always been my first choice. PlayStation is very close behind because of their exclusives, which I love. I love their story games very much. And yes, the power, of course, of the PlayStation is awesome. PS5 Pro is a joke, and I will never buy it. And frankly, I don't think we need a PS6 anytime soon, but it's probably going to happen. It is. And I don't know what the frick Xbox is doing. They're making a handheld as well that looks like it got caught in a house fire or something, apparently. But I don't care. I ditched Xbox after the 360 and just haven't really cared. Wow, that was a great race. Anyway, so also another thing, and this is probably going to be, I'm going to be alone in this, but Donkey Kong Bonanza, is it just me, or does the game not look that great? Now, yes, before you freak out, I know people want this game. I'm probably going to buy this game. But from the gameplay I've seen, and yes, I do know it's from the same team that did Mario Odyssey. I would have much preferred Mario Odyssey, but, oh, come on. Oh well. It doesn't look, gameplay-wise, it looks impressive visually, and as far as what you can do. But gameplay-wise, I don't know, digging the earth and, destroying everything, using the ground as a weapon and forging your way around, I don't know, it doesn't look that fun. It looks like it's rather tedious, and maybe not, it might be confusing at times. So I don't know. And they've only done a little intro trailer and a pretty brief Treehouse event. So I'm hoping as, I don't know, middle June comes, as the game is a month away. Oops, I messed that up. They will do, I don't know, a really proper trailer. Heck, give us a demo, for goodness sake. A lot of us will have Switch 2s by that point. Give us a demo, Nintendo. I mean, when was the last time you gave us a mainstream game demo? I swear. Then my opinion may change. But currently at this time, it doesn't look that great, especially considering the game is $70. But, I don't know. Again, I know a lot of people are hyped. I mean, some people are even that's why I'm buying the Switch 2. I'm amazed that some people do not find Mario Kart World interesting, or they think it's just the same experience. It's not going to be the same experience. I know it's not. But, whatever. That's just my opinion. Alright, Daisy Cruiser. I think there's two Daisy horses. Daisy's Cruiser and Daisy's Circuit, it's just called. I thought it was Daisy's Ball Court or something, but no. Another thing I'm hoping for with the Switch 2 is, I've already talked about Switch 2 editions and, free updates. We now know what those kind of are going to be, the updates for the main Mario titles and Nintendo titles. It's pretty basic stuff. It's just HDR support, maybe game share support, which I didn't know that was specific to games. That's actually kind of sad. I thought it was just like, oh, it's on the Switch, you can game share it if it has multiplayer. But nope, it actually has to be approved by the dev and a feature, which is stupid, but whatever. Hopefully most games will, especially like multiplayer games like 51 Clubhouse games and I don't know, like Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, any party game. And speaking of those, I actually bought those recently for the Switch at a good discount, and I'll admit I'm mildly disappointed. I mean, the game is fun. They're both decently made, but there are a few graphical issues, and the loading times are a little too long in my opinion. So my point is I hope that Ubisoft, the developers, you know, good old Ubisoft, one of the darker devs of the gaming world or whatever, they will just do a basic update for the Switch 2 version and just make it use more hardware so that it runs faster and looks a little better. Again, the game is fine. There's a couple of like audio clippings, frame drops, and then when you start the game it actually loads for a little while, like 5 seconds straight, which is just a basic little game. There's like a stage and some models, and that's it. I just can't believe that it wants that much hardware, but whatever. I didn't want to buy it on the PlayStation because, I figured it being on the go would be more accessible, like if you wanted to kill time with a friend. And plus they were on sale on the Switch, so I was like, why not? But, yeah, I bought Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, and Jeopardy. All by the same dev, Ubisoft, so I don't know, I hope more third parties are like, yeah, okay, we'll do a performance update for Switch 2 and that's it. Just because it's what we expect. If you bought it on the PlayStation, it would run just fine. But I didn't want to. I don't want to buy it again. But anyway, so also as far as other games, as far as I know, I don't think there's anything else really confirmed yet. I assume Nintendo will probably do some kind of a holiday deal, because I think, well, I guess there's Age of Imprisonment. They did say that was winter, and Metroid Prime 4 for some reason hasn't even gotten a release date yet as the time of recording, as far as I know. So that is really strange. I don't know why that is. It seems like by now the amount of years that they've spent developing that game, Metroid Prime 4, that they would have had some kind of a month. I mean, I'd take a month or a range, fall, winter, 2026, I don't know, there's just nothing. I think it does say 2025, but like, geez, just give us something. Oh man, I love this track. This is probably one of the most original tracks in this game, and it actually came in DLC. And also, I think I said this in another video, but I feel like they could have fit it in World pretty easily, and they just didn't. Because yes, I get that the game is a big world, and they need literal space to fit their different tracks, but this one is in a bathroom, so I could see it just being a small building, and you enter the door or the garage or something, and then it shrinks you and it takes you to the bathroom, and then it would have been the track. But alas, they didn't. But I don't know, because this one is just so cool. It's so clever. I love the path, and then on the second and third lap you can take an extra high area that's actually right here. So if you take this, go this way, and then wait for the geyser. Wow, that took a second. You can come up here and then get hit by red shells and blue shells. Thank you. Okay, and then you do... Oh, come on. Okay, I'm still gliding, but you can go up here. There we go. There's like another path down below. So there's items, more items, and then you bounce to the right here, and then carry on like normal. Not huge, but it's just kind of cool. And yeah, wow, that like ate all of my coins. Oh well. But anyway, so yeah, as far as I know, I don't think there's any holiday title, like big holiday title Mario-wise, announced yet. So actually I didn't even need the geyser that time. So, horn, yep, there we go. And now we're done. So maybe they will announce something. I think Doug Bowser or somebody, one of the big guys. Oh wow, that was it. Sheesh, that was fast. One of the big guys announced or hinted that there is going to be something 3D Mario coming, and that's great. I don't doubt it. I don't know what it would be, if it's a remake or a new game. Either way, honestly, put Galaxy 2 on the Switch. I'd love it. And honestly, I imagine Wii emulation in Nintendo Switch Online is around the corner, but who knows. Alright, anyway, well that was that. So thank you for listening to me rant. Thank you for watching me race. And please feel free to join me next time, where we actually wrap up the rest of the courses. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.